So today I'm going to be watching this video. It's called Things in Australia That Would Send Americans into a Coma. So yeah, I guess some more culture shock, surprising things about Australia. You can tell me what you think about these as always.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those that don't know, I'm a D1 athlete at Mizzou, or the University of Missouri, in track and field and cross country, but I'm currently home in Australia for summer break. However, it is the week of 4th of July, so I thought what better way than to do 14 things in Australia that would send Americans into a coma. I've got these all written down on my laptop as a list I've been collating from when I talk to my American friends and they're like so confused and perplexed, and I don't even think twice about them because they're so normal to me. But within the list that I've collated, there's some more generic than others. Some are very specific and things that I've noticed. So I'll be very keen to hear if you knew about some of these. And without further ado, I think we should get straight into it. Very on topic to start it off with. There is no culture around university or college in Australia. University is a place that you just go to kind of get your degree. They don't offer big scholarships for being in sport, and you get all these facilities and you're in a cool program. No one really roots for the university, if you will, like in sport, like they do with college. For example, for me at Mizzou, everyone loves the football team. Everyone loves the basketball team. Everyone in the town goes for them. And there's these massive rivalries, but we don't have that here in Australia. No one really cares as to where you go. You don't do a commitment post or anything alike. But I do think it would be really cool to have here because there's an awesome sense of belonging that I feel I have at Mizzou. I don't know, but it's just me.
Yeah, that's quite interesting because it's the same in the UK as Australia. Like, university is just a place you go, get your degree, drink a lot, things like that. But in America, like, it's such a huge part of people's lives when it comes to sports and things as well. But it's interesting also that, like, in America, it's so important, especially for like the main sports like the NFL, like whatever, NBA and stuff like that. Get the students going from college to the main sports. But Australia, although it doesn't maybe have that similar culture, Australia just still produces so many sporting greats and amazing athletes in all different sports. So yeah, I wonder, how do you do it in Australia? Is it just ingrained in the culture? Is it just a lot of different clubs outside of educational institutions where people can join and good training and all that sort of thing as well? But I kind of like that about America, the college sports, especially college football. The fans and atmosphere are quite insane, actually.
Okay, this one was random and I didn't even realize, but dual flush toilets. It's something that we have here in Australia to conserve water. So you have two options. You can either do like a full flush or a half flush. I had no idea that that wasn't a global thing, but I think it's really cool and I guess saves water.
Yeah, it is in Asia, actually.
Oh, this one. Okay, when I showed my American friends this, they could not believe it. Every single school has a uniform. It doesn't matter if you're in primary school, high school, single sex, co-ed. I'm personally grateful that all through school I had one because I could not imagine trying to pick an outfit every single day. I'm the biggest outfit repeater, so that would be terrible. And the uniforms have very strict rules. For me, in high school, our dress had to be at our knees. We had to have a ribbon in, we had to have the school socks on. We would walk to school in this like Panama hat, and as soon as we got to school, it would go in our locker and then we'd put our other hat on, which was more of a bucket hat and like less formal. Oh, and in winter, you have a totally different uniform than we'd wear in summer. But that is very foreign to Americans. Yeah,
I mean, like, yeah, again, with that, in the UK, we do have uniforms as well. Maybe not like Australia, like having the hat. She see having a ribbon in her hair? Is that something that's common? I guess maybe like every place in Australia has like different requirements for the uniform, but did you have to wear a hat? I guess it makes sense with the weather. It's just to protect your face rather than the aesthetic benefits of it. But yeah, I guess like also it has the benefits of maybe like in America where you can just wear anything. It might lead to like bullying for people who maybe can't afford like certain clothes or need to dress a certain way. This kind of keeps it a bit more like everybody's on the same level. I don't know, but other things you can personalize, like your shoes, your bag. Does that ever lead to like bullying or anything where people mock other people's stuff that they have in that way? But yeah, quite cool.
Halloween is not a big deal. If I'm being completely honest, some years I would forget that it's even coming up. And I reckon in the past like 3 years, I probably dressed up once. Not many houses have like trick or treat baskets either for young kids to go around in Australia. If you live in a like nice street or a street that gets around it, then maybe. But it's typically shops that do it, and you walk around and you just go trick or treat and you get your stuff, but there's no like big parties and there's definitely not a big emphasis on it here. I'm very excited though when I go back for my next semester of college, I'll get to experience my first American Halloween, and this is what I'm thinking of wearing. We do not tip in Australia. Nowhere. Nobody tips. Not at a restaurant, not at a cafe. It's just not a thing. It is due to the fact that we have a much higher minimum wage in Australia than they do in America, so it sits around $20 an hour depending on what you're doing. I will say though, on weekends, you will expect to pay like 10 to 15% more because employees get paid more money on the weekends. So that's what they do at restaurants and cafes to like offset the cost. When I first got to America, I had no idea how much to tip. I'm pretty sure it's like 18%, 20% that you always do. But yeah, it's very nice to not have to see the cost and then have to add more cost to the bill after you order. We don't have lemonade. If you come to Australia from America and you ask for a lemonade, guarantee you'll get a Sprite. Personally, I didn't even know the other lemonade was a thing. In the States, if you ask for a lemonade, you get like a non-carbonated drink that's made up of lemon juice, water, and sugar. Something more you would have at like a lemonade stand when you were a kid. But I absolutely love it and I wish we had it here. The one by Minute Maid, chef's kiss. Next is the outlets. Outlets here in Australia, you have to plug the cord into the wall and switch it on and off. It doesn't work if you just pop it in. Essentially, it's just so that you don't accidentally plug it in and then get like electrocuted. I think the safety is great, but they don't have that in the States. You just plug the cord into the wall and then all of a sudden the electricity's working. In 2021, single-use plastic got banned down under here in Australia. If you go to the grocery store, it's paper bags. If you go to a cafe or restaurant, it's bamboo forks, it's bamboo spoons, it's bamboo knives, it's paper straws. Which, can I say, the drinking experience is really changed when you have to drink it out of a paper straw. I know it's great for the environment, but oh my goodness. There has to be a better way. Actually, at grocery stores as well, if you get a paper bag, it is not free. You have to pay 25 cents at the shopping center. I'm pretty sure with like frappe drinks and stuff, you can still have plastic lids and cups, but they have to be like biodegradable. Essentially, these laws came in to save the environment.
Yeah, tell me what you think about that. Like, sometimes it can be a bit of an inconvenience. Like, I always said that, like, because a lot of places, like when you go to the supermarket, you have to pay for bags. I just thought, like, yeah, why don't they just ban it and like bring in or try and create something that's better for the environment, put the onus on the companies that produce all these things to actually innovate and make better things for the environment, rather than hurting just the normal person, inconveniencing the normal person, costing the normal person. But yeah, what the biggest annoyance is the paper straws for sure, man. I hate that. I don't understand that at all, man. There was a place here in Malaysia, actually, a coffee shop, and they use this thing. It's like almost like a thick piece of pasta. It's like a similar material. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a straw. And actually drinking from that is like one of the best experiences, even better than plastic. Plastic is very good, but I've never seen it anywhere else. It's weird because after, like, if you leave your straw in for like an hour, it will start to bend like pasta would in liquid. I don't know if you've ever seen anything like that before, but yeah, I'm not sure that it might not even be past that, but it just seems like it is.
Okay, on the topic of coffee and drinks, Starbucks. It's not popular here. No one cares for it. I couldn't even tell you where the closest Starbucks is to me here at home. My theory behind it is two things. First of all, people in Australia love to support local business. It's just how it is. We don't have as many chains here and it's for that exact reason. But secondly, everyone's a coffee snob. The coffee culture is huge. So Starbucks is just seen to be like a sugary drink with cream and syrups and just something that we don't get around very much. I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that Starbucks essentially failed in Australia. I do have to say though, I'm not a coffee fan myself. However, some of the shake and acai drinks, very, very good. Shout out to my American friends that put me onto that. I will say though, Starbucks drinks have rogue names like shake and espresso, turn around, touch the ground, jump up and down with a pump of extra syrup. Can we take a breath? And little side note, part of Starbucks business, is that if you've been to Starbucks before, you probably realize they'll spell your name wrong. And that's on purpose. They're instructed to do that. And it was done at the start so that people would take a photo of the way their name was weirdly spelt. And it was like free promotion, free marketing. I thought that was pretty cool when I learned that. All right, moving on, we're up to number 10. The schooling structure. We only have like kindergarten, which you go from 1 to 5. Primary school, which is prep to grade 6, so about 5 to 12. And then we have high school, which is grade 7 to grade 12. There is no middle school. We don't have separate schools to go to middle school. You just go to your primary school and then go to your high school. And even some schools go all the way from prep to grade 12. So there's none of the like sophomore, freshman, junior, senior. You just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to grade 12. Within Australia, voting is mandatory. You don't have a choice. Once you turn 18, you must vote in all the elections, whether they're federal, local, council. Everyone has to do it once they are legal. I think it is a cool way that like everyone has a say. I don't really know too much about politics, so I don't know how that like skews the data, but yeah, it's not compulsory in America to vote. Oh, now this is one that I wish would change in Australia, but unfortunately it's not. Target does not have a grocery store and does not have a pharmacy within it. In Australia, it's basically just clothes and like homewares. So you best believe as soon as I got to the States, I went straight to a Target. It is so fun. It's like a one-stop shop. But I did learn that Target in Australia is not owned by the same company or corporation that it is over in the United States. Hence, it's a bit different. But I think it is really cool that over there it has a pharmacy and it has groceries because you can get everything all at once rather than having to go to 3 different stores. So Australia, anyone in Australia, Target, if you're listening to this, can we please amend that? We're getting close to the end. Second from last. Australia is a very, very active country. Now, my take on this is that the climate certainly helps. All year round, it is pretty nice compared to some of the weather that you get over in the States. When I first got there, it was snowing and it was negative 25 degrees Celsius. Whereas the coldest day I've had here in Brisbane in winter so far is like 11 degrees Celsius. But back to my point is people are up at 5, people are walking, running, cycling all the time. I feel that our day starts a lot earlier than the average time over in the United States. I'm an early morning person myself, so I love that. But maybe it's just the way that I've been brought up that's made me that way. Okay, last but certainly not least, there is no free refills here. In fact, there's not many restaurants I can think of that even have the drink dispenser. It used to only be Subway, and even now they've taken them out. It's a real shame because it's so fun, and I reckon the drink tastes way better when you get the ice, the big cup, and then you fill it up with whatever you want. You just can't get free refills. If you want another drink, then you pay for it. And it'll be interesting to see if that's discontinued over in the States as the cost of living goes up. Can businesses really afford to let people just keep getting free drinks? I don't know. I love when I went to Chipotle for the first time and I got to do the drink dispenser, and also in the gas stations over in America, there was like a wall full of them. It's awesome. That is gonna round off the 14 things in Australia that I think would send Americans into a coma. If you're Australian, let me know if you knew that these were only here in Australia.
Yeah, tell me what you know about that, what you think about it. It's quite cool to hear it from an Australian's point of view. Usually when I watch videos like this, it's always like Americans or Europeans, British that have moved to Australia talking about what they notice is the difference. But to hear like an Australian who's moved to America and then seeing the differences, it's like a different perspective, which is very interesting to see. So you can tell me what you think about the things she mentioned on there, if you agree with them. Tell me more about Target. I've never been to a Target, but I'd seen it mentioned on videos, TV, all that sort of thing relatively often, but I've never been in one. How is it in Australia? But tell me what you think about this video. Thanks.